We are live. What is going on, LBHT crew? Man, you know what? I feel pretty good, B. You know why?
Why?
It is not 1 a.m.
Yeah,
What is
I
going
like them.
on?
I like them UK events.
I love those UK events, man. Shout out to the UK. Shout out to the UK champ. And still, Leon Edwards. Congratulations to Leon Edwards, man. That was a masterful performance by him, man. Can't take anything away from him. Even I was a little nervous for him.
Set them points for all the cheating he was doing.
Well, listen. I mean, it's part of it, man. It's part. It's part of the game, right? They could have taken away some more points, but I'm glad they didn't, man. I thought he outdid Usman. Usman was a little flat-footed in that fight. I give Leon Edwards all the credit in the world, man. He just outpaced Usman. Had great takedown defense. Salute to him, and salute to the UK fans, man. Shout out to Matty Gunner. I know Matty Gunner went to the fight, man. I know he's ecstatic, man. But I love fan bases like that know when to cheer loud and when to just be quiet.
Yeah.
Because every hit, and I loved it. Every hit, and I'm a Usman fan, right? But I love the support they gave our guy Edwards, man, because every hit they were cheering loud, and anytime he got hit, and this is an experienced fan base, right? Because usually when your guy takes a hit, you're like, oh,
inexperienced ones like, oh,
yeah.
Oh no,
they just got quiet. They went from every time Edwards got hit, they're like, like nothing happened.
Why don't you throw something, Kamaru?
Excellent performance by both Edwards and his fans, man. I loved it. Wasn't a big fan of the rest of the card. I like the Gaethje fight. Other than that,
I actually missed the Gaethje fight.
I thought Gaethje did an excellent job.
I saw him coming out to the ring, and then when I looked up again, there was somebody else coming out to the ring. And I was like, but that's not Gaethje. Oh, it's Kamaru Usman. So I don't know what happened in between there, but I thought the rest of the card was good. I mean, they were good, solid fights. But yeah, I mean, there wasn't a lot of star power. It wasn't like something that really drew you in. But those were good, solid fights early on. I thought the main event was great. I thought both of them put on a great performance. I don't agree that Leon Edwards won 4 of the 5 rounds, like the one judge had it, but it was extremely close.
Yeah,
all those rounds were very, very, very close. But like I said, Leon did what he had to do. Like I said on Twitter, the lesson of the day is cheat all day, every day. They can't. They're not gonna catch you for everything.
They can't catch everything.
Penalize you for everything. And you know what? And still, right?
And still, we're going to get some more thoughts on that in a second. But first, let's give a shout out to Coach Evans from Sip2 Tally Films. Appreciate you coming through, Coach. Mr. J the 6 in the house said Usman seems scared to try anything different. Okay, we'll get into that. Listen, I don't think he was scared, but I mean, these are 2 elite fighters.
Yeah,
these are 2 elite fighters, man, and yeah, you get knocked out cold. Yeah, you're going to be a little bit more cautious. Definitely. Shout out to Buck. Buck says, "Hey crew, have this on the background as I watch." Okay, he's watching something else. What's going on, Hendo?
Why you lose, Buck?
Hey, the Rogue Pod is the new name. Okay, the Ravens Online Ungatekeepers is now the Rogue Pod. Make sure you go over there, hit the subscribe button. He's going live at 9 p.m. in 30 minutes. So this is going to be a short stream because we're going to be over there too. All right. So make sure you're subscribed and check us out over there. Oh, did he invite you? I don't think I got an invite. Well, we'll be in the chat at least.
Don't matter.
We'll be in the chat at least. Go over there and check him out. Check out Hendo over there. Marcus McClendon said, "Great fight." Yes, it was a great fight, man. Thanks for coming through, Marcus. Jared Green in the house. Salute to you, Jared. Jared, I saw you have a channel. I saw you had some you posted a video the other day. Hey, go subscribe to Jared. All right. I ain't even know you had a channel. I saw you post. I think you posted in Coach's Discord. So salute to you, man. Lady of Distinction 22 says should have been a draw.
I think that's
Okay.
probably the right decision. I actually just watching it. I actually had Usman winning.
Really?
Yeah, I think that because of the point taken away, I had ended up winning the fight. I had him winning 2, 3, and 4, but I wouldn't argue at all with the draw. I mean, like I said, it was extremely close. Two very good performances. I don't think, like Mr. J said, I don't think Usman was afraid. I think he was trying to stay within himself, trying to make sure not leave any openings. And I think he probably didn't expect Edwards' takedown defense to be quite as good as it was, also known as cheating by grabbing his glove. But that's all right. That's okay.
Well,
I think he expected to be able to get him on the ground more often than he did.
I mean, I don't like to call it cheating, right? Like you can't do
but it is.
No, but listen, but that has a different connotation when you say that, right? Like he didn't cheat to win, listen, I mean, look, not everything Usman did was on the up and up either. Like he poked him in the eye at one point too. The ref didn't call that. I mean,
probably
that's
accident.
Yeah, right, probably accident. I think Edwards' finger got caught in his glove by accident. That's what I think.
Okay, maybe it did, right? But he didn't kick him in the balls accidentally twice, and then he didn't grab onto the fence accidentally. Yeah, 3 times.
I think it was an accident. Bush League is more like it. Yes, Bush League. Hendo said we have infinite invites. Appreciate it. Living big with Big Reg. Hey, what's going on, my friend? What's going on? Appreciate you coming through. Yeah, it was 3 times.
I can't wait to answer this question.
What's that?
Marcus asks, who do y'all think wins between Covington and Edwards? First of all, I want to be clear that Covington does not deserve a title shot.
Facts.
Covington has done nothing but sit on the sidelines and cry and whine about how he deserves a title shot, and he doesn't. They need to make him go back in line and beat 2 or 3 contenders before they even think about giving him a shot. But that said, he gets in the cage with Leon Edwards, and Leon is going to end him.
Yes. A lot. I mean, that would be a short fight, and I think Covington's a good fighter, right? I don't like the guy, but I think he's a good fighter. He's a step below Edwards and Usman.
Yeah.
Right. I mean, if we're being real about it, I'm not even sure if he beats Gilbert Burns.
I don't think he would.
I don't think so. I think Burns. I think he beat, who was it? Was it Makhachev? Not Makhachev. Who? Not the other one. Chimaev. Yeah, I get those two mixed up. I thought he beat Chimaev. I thought he got a bad decision in that fight. So he should. I mean, Burns should be in the mix. He's gonna dust off.
Covington need to go find his boy Masvidal and just try and reignite that. Keep that going.
That's his only win in like 2 years.
That's his level.
Right. Mr. J6 says this wasn't the case of if it didn't work the first time, try it and try again. I just wanted Usman to be a tad more aggressive. He should have been, I think, and his corner was telling him to
It's easy to say that, but Leon is better standing up than Usman is. Now Usman is good on his feet.
Yes.
He's worked very hard to raise the level of his stand-up game, but Leon is an elite striker. I mean, he landed I don't know how many knees to Usman's face. Like he landed a bunch of body kicks. He was hurting him with the leg kicks. So you just open up and be more aggressive. You're also opening yourself up to getting knocked out.
Yes, they say he landed 70% of his leg kicks.
Right.
I mean,
and you're talking about Usman, who is one of the best wrestlers in UFC. He's thinking, hey, if I just stay patient, and be conservative enough, don't give him any openings. I'll get to him and I'll get him on the ground and I'll win that way.
Yeah. I agree with this, coach. He said Leon won the fight in the film room. I agree. I think they kind of broke down what Usman likes to do, and he avoided Usman. Like, he didn't let Usman get on the inside.
Yeah. And Usman said it in his post-fight interview too that he had a great game plan coming in. Talking about Edwards, and he executed it. So
that's what that's what the elite fighters do. Like, they're smart, right? Mm-hmm. They're smart. It's a chess match. Salute to Leon, man. He had a long journey to get there. And I thought he was going to get that belt right back. I ain't gonna lie. I thought Usman was going to come out there and dominate. But happy to see him hold on to it, man. And he's the man. He's the man. maybe because it's UFC and there aren't that many, top level fighters, you'll see a Usman and Edwards again down the road.
Mm-hmm.
But right now, I mean, in fact, probably sooner rather than later, because Usman is he's beaten everybody else, right? So
A couple times.
A couple times. So I mean, really, it's just him getting practicing with these other fighters, because I don't think there's anybody else that can even come close to Usman. So it might be sooner rather than later. Leon Edwards, I mean, he could fight Burns. They haven't fought yet, I don't think. Masvidal just for the grudge match, Covington, but Covington needs to prove that he can. Yeah, and he's 35. The thing about it, coach, is a lot of these fighters are old. I mean, Edwards is like 31. I mean, old, quote unquote old. Like a lot of these fighters, they start their careers a little bit late. So
if I'm being honest, I'd rather just see Usman versus Chimaev and the winner gets a title shot.
Oh, yeah. I forgot about Chimaev.
They don't need to waste too much time. And then there's also the guy Shavkat. I'm sorry if I mispronounced his name. Shavkat Rakhmonov, who fought on, I believe,
the last card,
last event. Who a lot of hardcore UFC fans think is kind of the next guy up. But they thought that about Chimaev as well, and then they all jumped off the Chimaev train after the Burns fight. But there's always a lot of talent in the UFC. But when you're Kamaru Usman and you've been the champion for however long Kamaru was the champion, he, like I said, he beat everybody in the division a couple times. He kind of lapped the division. Yeah, I don't want to say you get preferential treatment, but if he goes out there and wins against one of the top contenders, he should be able to get back in there.
Yeah, it's tough. Like this is the problem I have at UFC, man. Like, where does Usman go? Right? Like no, you don't want to give him another back-to-back rematch, right? But I mean, nobody came close to beating him, right? Like he just dominated everybody else. Like who? Yeah, Chimaev is the only one he hasn't fought. So yeah, that makes sense. Fight Chimaev, but if he beats Chimaev, does he go right back to another fight with Edwards? I don't think that's fair to Edwards, right? Let Edwards live a little bit.
Yeah.
I didn't think he should. I mean, look, I get you have to.
It doesn't necessarily have to be the next fight for Usman, right? Or for Edwards.
Yeah,
maybe he can go out there, take a couple of fights, take some time off or whatever. I'm just saying, if you have those two fight, the winner of that gets a title shot in their next fight, whenever that happens to be.
That's fair. I can see that. What's up, Rock? Thanks for coming through, man. Says Usman wasn't ready to handle Edwards' strength. He couldn't manhandle Leon like he did his other opponents. Facts. His complete bag wasn't like that against Leon. Great fight, though. I agree.
I don't. I don't think that he wasn't ready to handle his strength. I mean, he like I said, he had a great game plan. He obviously worked on his takedown defense, right? He completely handled him in the first fight with ease, right? And second fight. I keep forgetting they fought the first, in the last fight.
Yeah.
I think that Leon Edwards came back again, one with a great game plan, and two with a lot more confidence, which was I think the difference in this fight. I think in their last fight, in the last title fight, I don't really think that he believed he could win.
I felt that way too.
Even after he had a good first round against Usman in their last fight, I don't think he really believed he could beat Usman. But once he landed that head kick, he knocked Usman out. He got the belt. He's been living the life of a champion. He's back home. You got the hometown crowd behind him. He had a lot more confidence in this fight, and he fought a great fight. But I don't think it's anything like Usman's not. He doesn't have the tools to beat him, and he does. He just got you could argue that Usman even won this fight, or that it was a draw. But it went the other way. Like I said, I didn't agree with the card that had Edwards winning 4 out of the 5 rounds.
No,
I don't think so at all. And the other card was a draw, at 47-47. So I mean, it was an extremely close fight.
Right. All right. Shout out to Eric L over on Facebook giving us a like. We are streaming live on YouTube, Twitter, Facebook, and Twitch. So wherever you're at, make sure you hit that like button and follow us. If you're over on YouTube and you're new here, go ahead and hit that subscribe button. We're going to make this fairly quick. What you looking at, B?
We got a donation. I'm trying to pull up real quick. I didn't have the stream elements up. I'm sorry.
Oh, that's all right. Salute. Yeah, but we're gonna make this a fairly quick one. We'll recap the rest of the card. It wasn't to me, it wasn't that spectacular. But Justin Gaethje, I thought, fought an excellent fight too. I can't remember that guy's name, but
Rafael Fiziev.
Fiziev. I up and coming fighter. He was getting some buzz. Very strong fighter. You call him a knockout artist, and he was very good. But you could see the difference in levels of fighters. And shout out to Anonymous for a $25 donation. Man, thank you. Appreciate it. It says, "What up, my brothers? Have a marvelous stream." Hey, thank you. Appreciate that.
Much.
And if you guys want to be awesome like Anonymous, we do our super chats a little differently over here. Okay, I know you guys are looking for a super chat. Here's how we do super chat over here. Right below B, $ LBHTShow. That is a Cash App. Also, that pin link that you see in the chat box will take you to our stream elements. Those are our ways to do super chat over here. Both ways. You leave your donation, leave your comment, and you get a nice little animation right next to my face right here. All right. But yeah, I mean, yeah. So Gaethje, I think the first couple of rounds, he got hit with some serious blows. But I tell you about Gaethje, man. Like Gaethje got hit with some knees that you could hear it. You could hear it right in his jaw. He got tagged a few times, and it didn't phase him at all. It seemed like he didn't look glassy eyed. He didn't look stunned. He just kind of like whatever. And then around the third, fourth round, Gaethje just changed things up. And in that fifth round, he jabbed that man to death. Right? I mean, I was like, he completely turned it around. And that dude has said it before the fight. Like that's the difference in the level of competition. Like those top guys know how to adjust. So he knew it was going to be a fight. And I mean, look, good fight, but Gaethje is just a level above him.
And that goes to Rock's question here. That's not the right one. Sorry.
But yes, that was a good fight.
Who's the blame for Usman and fight adjustments or Usman's corner for lack of game plan? I think that I don't really think there's blame to go around for Usman. Right? Like it's not always that somebody didn't do what they're supposed to do or somebody did a bad job or whatever. I think Leon Edwards just outperformed him tonight. I think that we kind of joked about it, but obviously Leon being willing to cross the line played well into his favor in a few instances during the fight.
Sure.
Because that Usman is coming in there, he's coming to take you down. So grabbing the cage to prevent yourself from being taken down, grabbing his glove to prevent yourself from being taken down, those are going to be major turning points in the fight.
Yeah.
They took the point away, but to Bisping and Cormier's point, like, you can't do it both ways. You can't take the point and give Usman the position. And I'm sure he would have rather had the position.
Yes, yeah. I was going to point that out too. Shout out to Atkins Sean over on Facebook for giving us a like over there. Appreciate that.
Thank you.
That could be where he won the fight, to be honest. Even though they got the point taken away, because like you said, I'd rather give the point than be taken down. Because even though he did a good job getting back up, I think that position would have been harder for him had he gotten taken down, and had Usman got to work on him a little bit. Not only would he have won the round, he would have worn out Leon Edwards a little bit, and that could change the dynamic of the fight. So that's an easy. I'm grabbing a cage.
And against a guy like Usman, there's only but so many times you're gonna get up.
Yes. Yeah.
So he worked on his takedown defense, and it was greatly improved. And he stuffed a lot of the takedown attempts, but those couple times where he wasn't really able to, and he went to the dark side, so to speak, that could have been the difference in the fight for him.
Brent Lawrence says, I eat knees for lunch, talking about Justin Gaethje. That's a fact. He ate those like they were nothing.
I thought he was talking about Kamaru.
Nah, that Justin Gaethje caught a few knees, and he was just like, whatever. That man,
that's Justin's whole bag. He's like, listen, you can hit me as many times as you want, and that's fine because I'm going to hit you.
I didn't even see him get wobbled. He got hit with some serious punches. That guy, I mean, the dude he fought,
yeah,
he can hit and kick and knee. And Gaethje's just like, whatever. How about I just jab you? And every time he jabbed him, like blood was splattering everywhere. What's going on, Suge? Thanks for coming through, man. Rock says, yeah, he was a habitual line stepper. He was
Right. But hey, you know what though? You do what you got to do, and if the ref takes away more points, the ref takes away more points. But it's like the Colts and the Patriots back when Peyton Manning was still playing. And that was the biggest thing in football, right? And it was the Colts always had that high powered offense, and the Patriots went in there and they were like, we're just going to hold you every single one of your receivers every single play, and they are not going to call it. That's where the Seahawks got it from.
Yeah.
They're talking about, they're not going to throw the flag every play. That was the New England playbook.
Yeah. All right, quick recap for the rest of the card. Marvin Vettori won by decision over Roman Dolid.
I forget how to pronounce it, but I thought that was a really good fight as well. That was a really close fight. That guy, Roman, has a lot of power. A lot of power, and he was very much relying on that. It didn't. It looked like it was going to carry the day early in the fight because he caught Vettori very early. He hurt him a couple of times, but Vettori, like you said, that's where you see the difference in the levels. Different tiers of fighters. Vettori's a step above and was able to kind of keep his head and avoid that power for most of the rest of the fight, and kind of, I don't want to say outbox him, but he was able to keep moving, stay away, and get the win on points.
Yeah, I said before the fight, Marvin Vettori stays gainfully employed, right? He's not an elite fighter, but he's a step above these type of fighters, right? Like you just can't be an average fighter and go in there and take out somebody. He is a gatekeeper in some aspects, right?
Right.
When you got a hot up and coming fighter, that's the type of fighter you need to beat before you could say this person is ready to move up.
That's my favorite thing about UFC. Like when you hear somebody's a hot up and coming fighter, that doesn't mean anything. They could still be 34 years old. Like you never know.
Yeah. Jennifer Maia beat Casey O'Neill in a decision. Yeah, she was piecing up Casey. I thought they made a.
It was another. I thought it was an entertaining fight. But Maia was just a half step too quick. For in everything essentially, right? Yeah. Like she was there first in everything that Casey was trying to do. Maia was there first, and that's kind of the way it went for the entire fight.
Yeah, pretty much. Gunnar Nelson beat Brian Barberena.
I believe it's Gunnar.
Okay. I'm sorry, Gunnar. I don't. No disrespect. And that was a pretty impressive win for him. He got him in a submission, armbar. Actually, what was it? No, it wasn't. It wasn't on a main card. It was a prelim. There was a guy who
the Makayev,
the one where he had his leg bent all the way backwards.
Yeah, that was Makayev. He's actually young. He's like 22 years old. He was caught in a knee bar, and it looked like, his knee was his leg was bending the wrong way. He said after the fight that he was cracking, but he wouldn't tap.
Gunnar, yes, thank you, Davon. I appreciate it. I don't know why I love the sport so much, man, because stuff like that makes I'll lose my lunch real quick. And I saw that, and I was
it was real messed up too, the way they kind of called out the other fighter, because they're like, yeah, kind of, he knew that I forget the other fighter's name, but it's like he know that he's not like him, because he was caught in the knee bar. That was a much worse position, but he wouldn't tap. He's like, and then he got him in this choke. He's like, it's painful, but it's just pain. You're not going to go to sleep. And he tapped. He's like, he tapped real quick.
Yeah, but no, that wasn't this fight. This fight, Gunnar got the armbar, and that guy did tap.
Yeah,
that's pretty impressive. So, and we discussed Justin Gaethje and Edwards retaining his belt over Usman. Very impressive, man. You can beat Usman twice in a row. I just think you're the man. Like there's nobody else that can challenge you.
Yeah.
We'll see about Chimaev. Chimaev is very good. I think Gilbert Burns exposed some things with Chimaev, right? That I just don't think. I mean, listen. Well, I know I'm not an expert, but I just don't think he's ready for that level of fighting yet. I think somebody like Edwards, it's really Edwards and Usman, right? That I hold up there. Those two fighters, I just don't think somebody like Chimaev can really do anything.
Well, and that's part of the issue with UFC is they skyrocket these guys up the rankings. Chimaev had been very impressive. Like, he didn't even get hit in several of his early fights, but you have to put him in there with guys who can test him before you just throw him into the deep end.
Yeah.
But UFC doesn't really like to do that very often. They just like to cut off young prospects at the knees as often as possible.
Well, fighting Gilbert Burns, I think, was a good test. I think that's an excellent test. I don't think he won.
It was, but I'm saying Gilbert Burns is in the top 5.
Yes.
I mean, you need to test before you get to that level.
I agree. This is not enough fighters. I just don't like these. None of these weight classes have enough fighters, and I mean, you get these fights way too often, way too soon. I mean, look, we just saw John Jones like 2 weeks ago. Okay. And then, we saw Usman Edwards tonight. And then like another 2 or 3 weeks, we're going to get Adesanya and Pereira part 2. Like, these fights are happening too quickly. And, you're doing it because there's just not much out there.
Yeah.
You just want to, while you have people's attention, you're hoping that, you get enough pay-per-view sales and you keep the interest up. But man, like, if you had a middle tier where these top fighters can display and showcase their skills, it'd be more exciting. You would draw more interest. Brent wants to know, Jose, do you have a favorite fighter of today's generation? I mean, Usman was one of my favorite fighters. Adesanya. Listen, I like all the black fighters. Let's just be real about it. I like all the black fighters. Aljamain Sterling, all of them. Adesanya, probably, of this generation. My favorite fighter just got inducted into the Hall of Fame. Okay, Spider Silva. Mm-hmm. That was my favorite fighter right there. I don't think John Jones counts as today's generation, even though he's still the best, right? Would you count him?
I mean, he's the same age as Adesanya, pretty much.
Yeah, but I think he's almost done, though, right? I think he says this generation. I think like fighters that are like now, like, yes, because John Jones is the greatest of all time. Yes, he'll still beat anybody, but I think he only has like maybe 2 more fights left.
But that's what I'm saying. It's the same with Adesanya. He's an older fighter. They're of that same generation. I take of this generation to mean anybody who's active now.
Okay, then John Jones. Right? My favorite all-time fighters goes Anderson Silva number 1, John Jones 2, probably Adesanya 3, Usman 4. Yeah. GSP 5. Actually, no. Let me start over. It goes Anderson Silva, John Jones, Amanda Nunes.
Yeah.
Then Adesanya, Usman, GSP 6. Yeah. I love Amanda Nunes.
Yeah.
So yeah, that's my top 6. Okay. Or top 5. It's a tied 5. It's a tied 5. Okay. What's up, Raven C? Thanks for coming through, man.
Right at the end.
Because we're not going to spend. Listen, we got 7 minutes before the Rogue Pod starts. Okay, that is formerly Ravens Online Ungatekeepers. He's got a new name. I think he's going to do a new logo. We're gonna have to talk about that, update that. But the Rogue Pod is starting pretty soon. Hanging with Hendo. Okay, so go over there, hang out. You'll see us at least in the chat. Maybe you'll see us on screen. We'll see. Mikey is preparing to go over there. I think OTR Mike. So yeah. Go over there. It should be a great time. We had a great time last night on Mr. Galloway's show. That's another person that you need to subscribe to. Mr. MISTERR Galloway. Okay. They wrapped up their top 30 greatest rappers of all time series. Did a live show revealing the top 10 greatest rappers. Now, I guess, what do you say? Caveat. This was not there. This was not there necessarily. That panel's top 10. Okay, this is what was voted on. Okay, so I know there's a lot of questions of how certain rappers got up there. I didn't think it was the worst top 10 list.
No, 10 to 1 was fine. It was pretty questionable before that.
Well, listen, look, there's a big controversy about Pac, and I think that conversation will happen.
Ain't no controversy. He was just too low. That's
yes.
all.
No, when I say controversy, it's going to be much talked about in about 5 minutes.
And, right. What do you mean Iggy ain't did enough? He dominated the middleweight division for his entire career.
Come on, say Iggy ain't did enough. Nunes got to be up there. He lost to Alex Pereira. That's it.
Yeah. And the one fight moving up to light heavyweight, which I still maintain that he won because all Blachowicz did was lay on him.
If Iggy didn't do enough, who in the middleweight has done anything?
Right.
I mean, what else can he? Who could he have beaten? I mean, Robert Whittaker is another fighter that I like a whole lot. He dominated Robert Whittaker twice.
Oh, he's just an Adesanya hater.
Yeah, I mean, okay, Iggy. Okay, so thank you. You have no argument. I appreciate that. Thanks for sharing. Yes, Davon. Hashtag LBHT crew. Appreciate it. Yes.
All right, but it's time to wrap it up. We gotta get over to hanging with Hendo.
Okay, a couple things before we get out of here. All right. Look, we appreciate all the support you guys be giving to the whole crew. Yes, like Davon said, hashtag LBHT crew. Okay, that's us. That's Raven C. That's Coach Evans. Right. That's Hendo from Rogue Pod. That's Open Mic with OTR Mike. Okay, that's Deep Cover Podcast. It's a whole crew of us. We're doing a lot of stuff together. As you can see, so make sure you go over there and supporting. If you can do us a favor, if you listen to audio podcasts, a few of us, Ferris, I'm gonna get your stuff on there too for LGR. Okay. Go over to LBHTShow.com. LBHTShow.com right there on the homepage, and we got a list of the crew and the audio podcast. Make sure you listen. Or wherever you listen to podcasts, listen and give a 5-star review, leave comments, all that stuff. That will help us grow. All right. Yes, the network of family is amazing. Indeed. All right. And also patreon.com/LBHTshow. All right. Because if you're new here, first of all, if you're new, hit that subscribe button. We do a live show every Wednesday night at 7:15 p.m. followed by the overtime show, which is what you can find on patreon.com/LBHTshow. And we have a Discord. Okay. So when Rock wants to keep arguing about Adesanya, even though he has no points to make, he will do that in the Discord. Okay. For as little as $3 a month. If you have $3 in your pocket, go over there and sign up. All right. It's well worth it. Thank you, Rock. I appreciate it. It's a good show. All right.
To see you back too, man.
Yes, glad to see you back, man. We missed you. All right. Okay. B, are you ready?
I am ready.
He's ready. Short and sweet. And we're out of here. Y'all have a great night. Enjoy the rest of your weekend. It is not 1 a.m. on Sunday morning, right? Clap it up. Good job, UFC. Good job to Rocky Edwards for maintaining his belt. All right. Yes, cheaper than McDonald's large fries. Indeed. Okay. Appreciate it. All right, y'all. We're out of here. Go over to Hendo's channel, The Rogue Pod, right now. Do it right now. We'll see you soon. Peace.